Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you all are having a lovely day today. So today we are finally back with another speed build, and I'm actually creating something a little bit different than I usually do. I am doing a pack restricted speed build, so I'm only working with 5 packs in total. So the packs that we are using are of course vampires, because this is a celebrity vampire mansion. So it's vampires get together, because get together works perfectly with vampires. And I'm also using get famous because we're using, we're making a celebrity. And I also decided to add in vintage glamour and romantic garden stuff. So those are the 5 packs that I'm using, and I did handpick those packs myself. So I didn't use a randomizer or anything like that. I really wanted to use packs that complement each other and gives the best result of what I had in mind. And I really wanted to do another build here in I wanted to say Creepy Hollow, but it's Forgotten Hollow. I just love this world so much. It came with the Vampire Game Pack, and for me the Vampire Game Pack is one of the best game packs out there. Yes, that's my personal opinion. It's definitely in my top 3. So yeah, if you don't have this pack and you love playing with the occult like I do, you should definitely get it, because it's such a fun pack to play with and also to build with as well. So like I said, I am creating a celebrity vampire mansion, and of course the people that are living in this house has a little bit of a story. So I am going all out with the packs because I do want to really showcase the packs. And for the interior, I will be using a bit more of the get famous items and a bit less of the vampire items. Just a little heads up. So you're gonna either love the interior or hate it, but for me it just worked best for the story that I'm telling. So the story behind the people who are living in this house are, of course, they are vampire, celebrity vampires, but the people who know them and watch them on television, they don't know that they are actual real life vampires. So they do play vampires in a television show, some sort of movie like The Vampire Diaries, but better, of course. And they play vampires in that movie, but what people don't know is they are actual vampires in real life. And this is the mansion that they are living in for the last couple of years now. So these vampires are almost, I think, a few hundred years old by now. We have a little family living here. So we have, of course, the main character, which is a female vampire. She is a famous movie star of a famous vampire series. And then she has 2 children. I'm saying children, and I'm putting my hands up with brackets, although you can't see them. But yes, she has children living with her who play teenagers. Of course, they aren't really teenagers. They have been playing teenagers for over a couple of decades now. And they are actually, the people who she turned into vampire herself. So she really felt lonely, and she decided to turn a few, young people like 18, 17-year-olds into vampires to live with her as her children, so that she doesn't feel that lonely. So she doesn't have a husband or a significant other as a vampire, because her personal preference goes to the human, male species. She loves to have them in their bed, and then later, when she's done with them, she loves to enjoy them as a meal as well. So that is her personal preference. I'm not judging. But yeah, that's why she doesn't have or created her own vampire mate, is because she's having too much fun with the humans who surround her and love and adore her, of course. So yeah, that is the entire story of the Sims living in this home. So of course, this house also has a basement, and in the basement we will be making a few storage cells, or I don't know, how do you call that? A place where you can store your humans, that they still be fresh when you want to eat them, but don't escape, the premises. So that is also what we are creating in the basement. And I'm really, really loving this house. I had so much fun building this, and this is definitely created in, how do you say it? In waiting for like Halloween and such, because I've been in such a really Halloween type of vibe lately. I cannot wait for it to be fall, to have pumpkins everywhere, to carve pumpkins with my children, to celebrate Halloween. We're probably not gonna go trick-or-treating this year, and we're probably not gonna go to like these scare houses that I usually go to with my oldest daughter. Usually we go to it's kind of amusement parks turned into like Halloween themed nights, and then we usually go there for like a scare and a movie and whatever you can do there, and it's always a lot of fun. But now with, of course, the whole thing that is going on in the world, it's probably not a good thing to go to those this time around. So hopefully next year we will be doing the themed parks and such. But for this year, we're probably just gonna keep it with carving pumpkins, drinking hot cocoa, of course, and watching lots and lots of scary movies, which is one of our favorite things to do together. Me and my oldest daughter, that's our hobby. My husband sadly doesn't like to watch scary movies. So weird, I know. He used to like to watch them, but then he got older, and we watched this scary movie with a little kid dying in there. I mean, it's a movie. But yeah, he was so freaked out that he was like, nope, I'm not watching any scary movies ever again with you. So yeah. It's just me and my oldest daughter, but that's fine. Anyways, we are in the landscaping part of the build, and as you probably saw, I have a sim now loaded on a lot because I'm actually working with Tool for the landscaping. I found out that Tool works perfectly with terrain. So usually when you combine terrain with flowers and bushes and such, so with how do you say it, with landscaping, you usually get floating plants and floating trees, and it's a real ugly sight, and it usually frustrates me to the bone to landscape a terrain manipulated area. But now with Tool, you can actually make them go into the terrain, which is awesome. So what I just do is I choose the option, I think, elevate or something, and then I do like -1 or -3 or even -1/2, and then it lowers your tree or bush into the ground a bit and makes it touch the floor, so it doesn't look like it's floating. It's awesome. This Tool thing is amazing, and I do wish that I would have probably used it earlier, but I was a bit scared. I have to say, I was a bit scared. I saw Kate Emerald use it a few times, and I was like, nope. That's not for me. That's like too complicated. I can't cope with whatever she's doing right here. And I just left it as it was, and I didn't give it another thought. But lately I have been in some sort of a builder's funk. Basically, I don't know if y'all noticed, probably you did. I had like a period with not uploading and just playing my own personal save file and not really being bothered in creating videos. And I thought at one point, I was like, no, Mona, you need to change this up. You need to do something and be inspired a bit more. And that's really got me into, researching some mods to build with. Also, maybe researching other type of things to build, like I'm doing right now, a pack restriction build, really gave me some very very nice and inspiring ideas. It's been a long time since I felt inspired, but building with pack restrictions definitely gave me the chance to have the creative juices flowing again. So I'm happy. I'm happy now. I'm very happy with the content that I'm pushing out lately. And I've also been switching into real-time builds a little bit more because that is where my heart is. I mean, I love doing a good speed build, don't get me wrong, but I prefer to do let's builds and house tours. Those are the two things that I absolutely enjoy, like to the max. And then a speed build is also fun, but it does stress me out in like the edit point when I need to edit this down into hopefully not a 1 hour video. This one is like 35 minutes long, still long for a speed build, but it always stresses me out that I need to cut out so many little details which I've worked so hard on, and I want to show you all what I did, but I can't because the video cannot be, too long because people don't like it. So yeah, that's also always a stress point for me, and that's why I like doing Let's Build more, because then I can show you all in real time all the tiny little itty gritty details that I'm adding and that I'm so proud of that I'm doing. So yeah, that's why I switched off the content a little bit, but there still will be speed builds, don't worry. I'm still doing speed builds because this was actually a really, really enjoyable build to do. So what am I doing here? Oh yeah, we are starting with the back of the house. So the front of the house, as you saw, was very symmetrical. And of course, for the back, I also wanted to go with a very symmetrical vibe. So I am again adding in a grand staircase on the back. The front has more of a, little steps in it. This one goes straight down because we just didn't have the space to play around with the terrain here. I also made two little balconies right there as well, and I'm also gonna make a similar sort of towers on the side as well, just so that everything looks very symmetrical from the front and also from the back. I just liked the idea of a very symmetrical look. It goes very well with the celebrity vampire celebrity feel that I was going for. So yeah, so here finishing off the landscaping, adding in all the little details and making this tiny fountain from romantic garden really fit into terrain. I mean, that's awesome. So sorry if you hear Sadie screaming. They're having a weird day today. They're playing Roblox and they're having fun. I mean, they are having fun, but still they're yelling to each other, and I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna leave them be and, in their little bubble, let them fight and scream and figure it out what the hell they're doing. I don't know. But if it goes out of hand, they're surely gonna come and barge into my room and ask me to solve it. But for now, I'm just gonna let them solve it themselves. Usually when mommy goes in and try to solve it without them asking, it usually escalates more with both of them just teaming up against me. So I'm just gonna let them figure out their own issues and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I mean, they're the bestest friends. Don't get me wrong. They love each other so much. They do everything together. So it's fine. Anyways, moving forward into the interior of the house. So like I said, this is a vampire home, a celebrity vampire house. And of course, I wanted to do something that really made this feel like a celebrity vampire house. So it needed to be over the top, fabulous, but definitely over the top and a little bit eccentric. That is what I was going for, like an eccentric kind of vampire vibe with only a celebrity vampire would do. So here I'm starting off with the living room, and the living room is like entertainment space heaven. So we have a very large kind of area right here for sitting. It's a living room, Mona. Anyways, yeah, this is the living room, a very large open living room with a gorgeous flooring. We have these detailed flooring, custom created, of course, and then marble in the middle. I mean, Carrara marble. It's just my dream. But yeah, loving how this looked. I love the custom little detail in the floor, and that really fitted in with what I thought would fit in with a celebrity vampire mansion. Also added in a white grand piano, and then here on the back of the living room, I decided to add in a bar section as well. So this living room area is all for entertaining, and it's definitely more for entertaining the male species of the human race for for the sim that is living here. So she invites them over to their home. Maybe they lounge in the living room. Then she, makes them a little bit of a drink with maybe some sedatives in them to keep her prey a little bit more at ease. Maybe she does that here on the bar section. So yeah, this is definitely created for entertaining some sort of guests. And then here going into the tiny little hallway that leads into the bathroom, which my sim of course doesn't use. But yeah, there's a bathroom right there for the human needs. And I thought, let's deck this out and make it look even more like eccentric and elaborate and definitely over the top and not necessary. So I decided to add in a fountain with a large statue, and I'm imagining that statue is her. So she decided to enlist a sculpture and to make a statue of herself and place it here in her hallway. And then she has like flowers and such, and there are fountains, and just make it look even more over the top. I just loved that little idea, and those are little things that I'm gonna add in through the entire house. So like I said, you're gonna either love the interior or you're gonna hate it. And I love it. I love it. At first, I was like, oh my God, I hate this. This is so weird. But, when I progressed and I really gotten into the story that I'm telling with this build, I just fell in love. I fell in love with the interior so much. So here again, doing a little bit of a custom design here where we have our bathroom, and it's a large bathroom area. And, yeah, that is basically it. So I do have to say, I did lose a little bit of footage of me furnishing the kitchen, the library, and the master bedroom. And the master bathroom, I think, as well. So I lost a little bit of footage of me furnishing those places, but I do go through those places in the speed build again to add in more detailing. So you will definitely see those rooms. Like you can see right now, this is the kitchen that I designed without any footage. I just forgot to press record. So weird. I just forgot to press record. I don't know what I was doing. Well, I do know what I was doing. I was actually watching a stream from Dr. Gluon doing his hotel challenge. Such a really nice challenge. I love that challenge so much. And I was just watching that whilst building this mansion, and I forgot to press the record button. So sorry. But to make it up to y'all, there will be a house tour of this mansion coming to you all probably at the end of the week, somewhere in the weekend. So don't worry if you're like Mona. I couldn't really watch what you were doing. It's going way too fast. There are rooms that I haven't seen yet. Don't worry, I got you. There will be a house tour, and it will be coming very shortly. And I'm gonna show everything in detail. So don't worry about that. So coming by the end of this week, I will tweet it when it's up on, on YouTube. If you are following me on Twitter, if you aren't, go watch me, go follow me on Twitter, go follow me on Instagram. I post like sneak peeks and such every time I do something new. So yeah, go follow me there if you are interested in that. So this is the master bedroom, and it's such a good master bedroom. I'm kind of angry that I did not record this because I made this really nice kind of, did you see it by the walk-in closet? I made this kind of island with, of course, kitchen islands, but I also incorporated dressers. So that is a functional dresser island. It looks so good, so custom, and I didn't record it. I'm kind of mad that I didn't show that off, but I really, really love this master bedroom a lot. And I think that my sim is gonna enjoy herself as well, mating with her with her prey. I don't know what she's gonna do there, but she's gonna have a lot of fun in this bedroom. Just yeah. Anyways, and then this is the master bathroom. So thank God I did record this, the most boring part of building a bathroom. But yeah, I did record this. And to make this not as boring as all of my other bathrooms, I decided to really go all out in the bathroom as well. And to make it, how do you say it? To make it look as elaborate and extraordinary, not extraordinary, just make it look as weird as all the other places in the mansion, and add in loads of like golden toilets, golden sinks. There are flowers by the shower, so I wanted to make it stand out as much as all of the other parts in the build. And I think I succeeded. I think it looked really nice. And then that room that is connected to the kitchen, that's actually the library. Over the top, gorgeous library with marble flooring and gold. I mean, every girl's dream, right? So yeah, that is the library, and I will be showing that off in the house tour as well. And I'm also making a tiny bathroom next to the master bedroom, and that is for the other two bedrooms that I'm creating. So they're probably not gonna use the toilet, but they're definitely gonna use the shower and the bathtub here, brush their teeth, because everyone needs to brush their teeth, or they're just gonna have smelly breath. And I think that vampires also need to brush their teeth, so they're probably gonna use that as well. So yeah, these are the other two rooms that I decided to create on this level. So we have the master bedroom for the mommy vampire, and then we have the two bedrooms right here for her children. So I'm doing a teen girls and a teen boy bedroom. They both are into our nowadays technology, so they do have computers. You saw the large flat screen television in the living room, so they definitely use modern time technology. And the teens that are living in these bedrooms are also famous teenagers. They both work in the like actors, but they also do live streams. They create their own music. The girl is a famous beauty blogger. Everyone wants her porcelain skin, and no one understands how they don't. How does she do it? So she's taking her looks as a vampire and making a little bit of money with it as well. And she just loves the attention. She loves that everyone loves how she looks. And that is also the drive that gave her to create her own Booty Guru channel. So yeah, that is what she does. So here we have our lighting, our cameras. We have the Get Famous video station thingy to make videos. And of course we have a large bed, and on the side I'm also adding in a makeup station. So there's a little vanity area right here for doing her makeup and such, because she is very vain, a very vain little girl. She's not that little anymore, but yeah, a very vain girl. And she loves to look her best. She kind of reminded me, or I was thinking about Rosalie from Twilight. You all know Twilight, right? But I've just been reading the books again because of Midnight Sun that released late. Like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So I've been reading the entire series again, and I've been thinking a lot about vampires, and especially about Rosalie, because she's so vain. But I also find her very interesting, and I don't know. I do see similarities in her and me, because she is all about being human again and having her own little baby girl or baby boy. She really wants children. And that's also me. I love having kids. I could not imagine not having kids in my life. So, yeah, I personally do feel that we have similarities in that. And I would definitely give my life to have kids in a heartbeat, you know? So yeah, but yeah, the bedroom was inspired by her, and then the other bedroom was actually inspired by Edward, because Edward loves to make music. I mean, he composed his own like music on the on the computer. No more. He composes his own music on the piano. So I was thinking about him when I created the teen boys bedroom, because I thought, well, what if we had an Edward, but he liked creating music with the nowadays, technology, like the mixing station and such, and maybe he's like a vampire DJ. So I had him in mind, but I made him a bit more modern. That is what I did. But yeah, that is what I was thinking about when I did the kids' bedrooms. And then here up in the third level, because this is a 4-story house, we have a first, a second, and a third floor and a basement. But on the third floor, I decided to create a office. So there will be an office, and then connected to the office, there's another music room, and that is the music room for the entire family to use. I just can't imagine them sitting in the music room after, maybe a really big meal and they decide to sit there, and maybe Edward, or however you're gonna call that sim, feels inspired to compone a little bit of music on the orgel, because there will be an organ. I don't know, it's orgel in Dutch. What is it called in English? An organ, right? Anyways, maybe he wants to compose something on that, or on the guitar or the violin that is there. And I can just see them all sitting there and having a grand old time while their victims are sitting down in the basement level, wondering if they ever will see the daylight. So yeah. There is also a music room, and then this room right here, this is actually the butler's bedroom. I decided to also include a butler. The butler is human. So just so that you know, it's a human butler, but he does know, of course, that the people that he is working for are vampires. And he is actually a butler, how do you say it? So he's a butler, and then his father was a butler, or his mother, I don't know. But he comes from a long line of butlers for vampires. So he knows the drill. He knows, how to take care of his masters. He's kind of brainwashed a little bit. Maybe they like, how do you say it? Screwed with his brain, like they do in True Blood. You can make someone forget stuff, or implement like thoughts in their minds. Maybe it's a little bit of like True Blood. So, they are all a bit brainwashed, all of the butlers. But yeah, we have a human butler. So, of course, our human butler got his own bathroom and etc. And then here, furnishing the hallway. So for the hallway, we're gonna make it as eccentric as the entire house, of course. So I added in flowers and such, and then here me furnishing the music room, again going a little bit overboard with the statues and such. Yeah, but it looks really nice. I love it. I love that I'm really incorporating the romantic garden items, because I just never get the chance to really, really use those items. I mean, I love romantic garden, but I never use it as much as I want to. I mean, I do use it like in landscaping, but not the statues and all of the other little items. So I'm definitely happy that I could utilize them in this build. So here, going back into the kitchen, I was not happy with the kitchen counters that I used. I mean, I'm using the vampire ones, but they just look not right. I needed marble upper counters, so a marble slate on the counters, and not this granite or whatever I was using. So I decided to go with base game. And then the upper counters are still the vampire ones. But I think this color combination just worked better for what I had envisioned. You know, marble on marble on marble. I mean, better than that. There is nothing better than marble, in my opinion. I'm a little bit marble obsessed. I have to say that I'm a bit obsessed with marble, but it's fine. It's fine, you all. Anyways, you're going into the basement. So as I said, in the basement, we will be having some holding cells. And usually I make my cells with the Get to Work expansion pack because they have a really nice fences and fence gates that you can create your own little cells. Sadly, I don't have Get to Work installed for this build because this is still a pack restricted build. So I needed to make it work with whatever I had in the game. So I decided to go with a fence from vampires and then with also the vampire spandrels on top, just so that it doesn't feel like the Sims could climb over. And then I'm adding in walls and doors to make it actual functional without using a fence gate, because the fence gates were either too small or too large and I couldn't make them work with the tiny cells that I was created. So I added in a wall and then a door, and it's all functional. It's all functional. You can lock up your Sims. I'm also making it dingy and, you know, very run down because this is an area where they don't clean. The maid is not gonna come here. So I do decide that they all get a toilet because them pissing everywhere is just not a nice sight. So they all get a toilet and they all get a bed, and that's it. So yeah, that's it for the entire holding cell or the snack area or however you want to call it. It's just a simple 3 cell area, and I like it. And then of course, because we are playing with Get Famous, I needed to place an area somewhere for those very large how do you call these, safes? Because of course they are vampires that are living here, and they have been living for a couple of hundred of years or even more, and they accumulated a lot of money and riches throughout all of these decades living in the human world. And of course they don't trust banks or anything like that, because in that way they are still old-fashioned, and also because if they would have used like an actual bank for those amount of monies, if someone dies, you know, how can they, I mean, not really die, but they need to die every few hundred years, a few decades to, you know, then reinvent themselves again so that they still look as like humans, but then different humans. But if they die of the character that they're playing in that part, how can they get their money from the bank? So yeah, that's why they have their own little safe holding thingy down in the ground with all their riches and all their golden bars and such. And then the room that I created last, that is the guest bedroom. So that is where we have either our vampire guests or maybe even human guests that are not love interest. They stay there in that room. So that is on the 3rd floor where we have the office and also the butler's bedroom. So we're almost at the end of the video. I'm just furnishing this hallway a little bit. You know, it needed to look grand and nice. So that is what I'm doing right here. And again, if you want to see this entire house in detail, I will be doing a house tour very, very soon, either the next video that you're gonna see from me or the one after that, but it's coming, don't worry. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm hoping that you all enjoyed this voiceover, this speed build. Of course, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about the build. And of course, if this is the first video that you're watching from me and you're liking it, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you would never ever miss a video of mine. So that's it, you all. I'm hoping that you're having an awesome day wherever you are, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.